I know you had that ceremony where things changed.
Yeah.
And now you see light in a completely different way. You went to blame God, but now you realize that God is within you and the way you see life changes.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
But how easy was it? I'm sure you must have had your own battles to fight.
Yeah, I don't think it was easy at all for me. I had no support. Again, when I did ayahuasca and I came out of it, I was like, what? I need a teacher. At that time, 6 years ago, not a lot of people did ayahuasca. So you don't really find a lot of a lot of data, a lot of help. If you go to someone talk about ayahuasca, they tell you there is no information. So that was really hard because I had to learn by myself with my own experience. That's when I was alone. That's when I sit with the creator because I had no one else. Again, I was in Canada. I had no family. I just broke up from a relationship because I came back from ayahuasca. I was like, what is this? This is not aligned with me. Yeah, it was exactly like, I was like, this is not aligned with me. And I just broke up. So I was alone in so much pain and confusion. That's when I connected. That's when change happened. When I really said, I cannot do this anymore, like, take me, do something, I don't know, that's when I connected. And that's when I realized I don't really need anything. You only need that connection.
Yeah.
And that changed my relationship with pain, because if you ask me how you describe your whole journey, I will say pain. Pain was a major theme in my journey. But then I understood through pain, I was leveling up every time. No matter pain from childhood, pain from parents, pain from friends, any pain from myself that I'm carrying. Through that pain, I was leveling up more and more.
That's the thing, right? We think that other people are giving us pain, but are they really giving us pain, or are the stories inside our head and our grudges and so much importance that we give to ourselves, that's giving us pain?
Yeah.
Because since last year, things have been a bit different for me. And now if it's so easy to kind of understand that if I am going through something, let's just say it's a trigger of mine, it is also caused because I have that belief. The other person has probably nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And the relationships that you encounter, they are mirror to teach you something. So either you can get stuck in it, or you can use them as steps and just move up the ladder.
Exactly. But again, you need to have that awareness. Because when you are in it, it's hard. That's why not a lot of people do it. That's why it's hard. It's hard to have that awareness, but it's possible. This is what I'm saying. Like if you are an angry person, or you get irritated from your mother or your father because they talk to you a certain way, you can reach a level where you work on yourself where you don't get triggered by that at all, because you will see them as a soul in them journey. They are trapped too. They are in them journey too. So you look at them with love. Even though they shout at you, you'll be like, it's okay, I understand.
Yeah.
But to have that awareness, there is so many other steps. Again, you need to work on yourself, on your trauma, do the shadow work. So shadow work is a big theme. Shadow work, it means whatever doesn't work in your life, it's because of you. So you stop blaming people and you start owning your part. And that's how you start, one by one. It's fun. It is, at some point, it's like a game. You're like, oh, wow, last week I used to get irritated from
and
it.
Now
this
I
week.
don't, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's like a game. It's like, whoa, this is working. And I'm telling you because it worked for me and it worked with the people around me and the people that I'm guiding in the session. People can change. If your life right now, if you're not happy with your life right now, you are an angry person, you hold grudge, you have fights with people, you're not really happy, you can change. It doesn't need to be your story. You can really change, but you need to be serious to be on this path. Not having the intention to change and then do nothing about it.
Yeah. But that also depends on the surroundings that you have. Because I feel that the reason I've been able to grow so much into my spiritual journey is because of her. Mm-hmm. When I would get angry, she would be the one to stay calm. Mm-hmm. So that gave me a platform to kind of calm my nervous system down. But if I were to take an example of my previous relationships, if both of them are lashing out,
yeah,
you can't even take the first step of that spiritual journey.
Yeah.
And you even mentioned, for example, parents. You can, if they are behaving a certain way towards you,
Yeah.
imagine being so detached from them, because family relationships, they also hold you back in that journey.
Yeah, true.
So how do you deal with that? Because at the end of the day, if you think everybody is a soul, you would leave so many people behind.
True. For my parents, it's different. For friends, there's a different story, but for the parents, it's hard because they are your parents. They bring you into this earth, and there is a belief that maybe we chose our parents for a reason, right? Sometimes unaware parents can have a kid who's so aware and so connected. There is a reason. So you need to learn what's the lesson, what these parents are showing in you. You are impatient. Are you getting irritated because she point out something, right? So you have to work on that. They are helping you to be the best version of you. You need to see it that way. Because if you want to see it like, oh, my mom, how can she talk to me like this? Like, she's my mother. How come she cannot love me? Or if you're going to play that game, why she doesn't do, you're going to go in the circle again. That's the part. Why she doesn't do, and she would tell you, you cannot change me. And you tell her, but you have to change, and you did this. That's a circle.
You can't change people. This is what I've realized.
You
cannot change people.
Especially parents. They don't take advice from kids.
No.
Like my mom, I told her, you want to come to my session? She's like, no. I told her, people pay to come to my session. You don't want to come? She's like, oh, no. Like I know better than you, right? They have that. I mean, there is open-minded parents, actually. Yesterday in my session, someone came with her daughter.
Wow.
Actually, yeah, this is something to mention because she came with her daughter. She's an old woman. And she told me, and I told her, this is very special that you are experiencing sound bath, Kundalini with your mom, and she's open to it.
Yeah.
I told her, this is so, and they start crying, and we got all emotional. There is parents like that, but there is parents who are not like that. When the parents are not like that, it means the journey is harder. It means there is something in us that we have to dig and explore. What we need to do to reach a point where we accept our parents completely. Just accept them like they are. If you are not there yet, so you have to be there.
Be there yet. Okay.
You have to accept your father as he is. He bring you into this earth for a reason. So you have to love him and accept him. It's all about acceptance and not try to change them. So the more you accept, the more you can let go, the less they will have impact on you. So like for me, I can say, I accept my mom. Sometimes she behaved like my daughter. In the beginning, I used to complain, oh, how come? Like, she has to behave like a mother. Mm-hmm. Now I reach a point to accept it's okay. She can be like I accept that in her instead of fighting it.
But with acceptance, there's a point where the relationship doesn't stay the same. Because you're two different people now.
Yeah.
If I take an example of my sister, she is on a different path. She doesn't believe in God. Mm-hmm. She grew up as a Hindu. Like my father's very spiritual. Okay. Like my entire family is very spiritual. But once she moved to the UK, mm-hmm. she probably got detached to the roots. And now she's in her own journey. Okay. And I took the spiritual part. But now I do accept that it's her journey.
Yeah.
Whatever she's going through is because of her decisions. It's her life lessons.
Yeah.
But in that case, I also, even though she is my sister, real sister, I don't feel like engaging in that conversation. And this is just one example. There are other people mm-hmm. who are close to me. I don't feel like engaging with them. Mm-hmm. So how do I draw a difference? How do I draw a line between this is acceptance versus this is completely breaking my relationship off? Because I don't want to get more karma by breaking that entire relationship. So how do I distinguish between that? Because this is a question I ask myself a lot.
Okay. If it's your sister, you have no choice. You have to be nice to your sister, right? You are from the same blood. You cannot. If it's friends, I can tell you, you can choose your friends. You can choose with who you can be around. But with your sister, so you're saying that you cannot have a deep connection with her. You don't think she's as deep.
Yeah.
Because she's not as spiritual as you. That's part of acceptance. You have to accept that part. That is your relation. So you have to maintain the relationship, not her. If you want to be deep, you can sit with your sister and tell her, hey, so how are you feeling about this? You initiate.
But if she's not ready to listen then?
but you're not gonna lecture her.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a conversation. Because if you go with the mindset of lecturing her, I want to tell her, oh, this is how you should be, then she's not gonna accept. But if you go with the intention of having a conversation, you are the one who's more aware, right? You know where she is, so you're trying to have a relation. So you go to her frequency, because it's hard for her to come to your frequency. She will feel like you are lecturing her. Like she will feel like, oh, he thinks that he's better than me. He thinks that his life is better than me because he's spiritual. So the idea is to accept and you create that relationship. So I have this with my brother. My brother lives in Dubai, very bling bling, right? He's completely detached from spirituality. In the beginning, I used to feel bad. Oh my God, like I want him to see this. Then I learned the hard way. That's how it is. And he will get inspired by my life. When he see my life, then he will start asking questions to himself. Actually, this is actually how you change people, I realized after. Then the way how I'm maintaining a relationship, I'm accepting where he is. We talk. How is your work? He talk a lot with money. I bought this. That's good for you.
Superficial conversation.
But it doesn't matter. I accept him like that. You have to accept. And then he asked me, what about you? I tell him I do my sessions. I did meditation. And he accepts me. Even though sometimes he's like, are you serious? You're doing this? But he said, it's okay. I support you in whatever you do. That's a type of relationship. You just accept people where they are. It doesn't mean because you are on a spiritual path and you have depthness that you are better than her. Again, if you are really on a spiritual path and you are very spiritual, then you go with love and you accept her. She wanna talk about this branded whatever bag she bought, a branded bag for whatever $1,000. Good for you. Are you happy? Did that make you happy? Right? Try to ping her, right? How does that make you feel? Are you happy? Like, how are you enjoying life? You ask her these deep questions that you ask your people in your podcast and try to make connection little by little, being aware of that without being so much overpowering on her, right?
That's
That's
something to take away today.
Yeah, because my brother is like that. And I always tell him, come to Canada, I want you to experience this. And he's like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need any of your stuff, right? He's like that. And I had to accept that. It's okay.
So you can either get down to their level and nudge them into the right direction, or supposedly, let's say, you don't talk to them. Does that mean that you're bypassing your lesson?
Why you're not talking? Are you avoiding?
Not avoiding. Maybe we have become just two different people. If I just talk to my sister, she would crib about the work, how it's all stressful,
No problem.
how it sucks. But I'm like, okay, it's your choice. If you don't like it, leave it.
Because you want to give her solution when she talks. Because when you try to create connection with your sister, it's not about she's talking about something and you're providing solutions. It's about you hold space for her when she talks.
Wow.
So
I
she
never
talks.
thought about it that way.
Yeah, that's even with your partner, even with your wife or your partner. When she comes to you with something, she just wants you to listen. She doesn't want you to tell her, do this and do that and do that. That's holding space for the feminine.
I learned it the hard way. Trust me. It took so much amount of time to realize that when women come to you, they do not need solution. They just need somebody to hold that space for them so that they can just release and complete that emotional stress that they have been holding on to.
Exactly.
All you have to do is just be there.
Yeah.
Because men are logical.
Yeah.
They jump to solutions. You can do this. You can do this.
Yeah.
Just ask me a question. I will find a solution for you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And the more you hold space for them, eventually they'll come to a realization of whatever they're looking for. I think that's all I'll say.
They have the answer.
They always
when they talk, they have the answer. Again, this is another big topic because everyone is struggling with this. Men, they don't know how to do it. They don't have the knowledge, right? So when your girlfriend come to you or your partner and you're like, oh yeah, do this and do that. And she's like, why is he talking to me like this? And that's when things escalate, right? Men, they just need to get the knowledge, right? They need to understand when a woman come to you, she's not like fighting with you. You don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to prove someone right, someone wrong. You just need to hold space. And that applies to your partner, applies to your sister. Again, going back to your sister. Let her talk, give her the 5 minutes, you just listen, and then ask the real questions. So, with all this, how are you feeling? Ask about feelings, not facts. Because people like my brother and your sister, they always talk about what's happening.
Yeah.
They don't talk about what they feel.
Yes.
You are spiritual. You talk about how you feel. So that's how you redirect the conversation. So you don't like your job. How does that make you feel? Should you maybe change something? Do you have a hobby? How are you spending your day? Do you have friends? Right? These type of things.